to find out how you got that money. See, social accountability and responsibility, that's the way. You know, that short, brief period that Rawlings came, who were students, who were the ones who went on the Aluta.
Okay.
When Rawlings came to us, we went out shouting. It takes the voice of the people to put things in order. It's not going to be just the judiciary. How much can Anas alone, or what's his name, the special prosecutor, Honorable Martina, how much can he do? Let the society be the police of the people, into whose hands we have entrusted authority and power to rule us. If they mess up, let's charge them. That's the way.
And we derive that power from the Constitution. Dr. Jangba.
Yes.
I was
let me bring in. Let me bring in Dr. Jangba. I'll come to you quickly, Doctor. There are people who have questioned Anas's way of investigation and bringing all these things to bear. What is your take?
Well, it's quite exciting. This football one, I haven't followed it much, but the previous one where people receive goats, yams, there's a component of the society which we live. Political parties come for just 4 years. The maximum they have traveled so far is about 8 years. We haven't seen anybody go beyond 8 years yet. The people who remain there and they don't change are called civil servants. The civil servants are there, the directors are there. They go to these international conferences, meetings to sign contracts. And what do they do at these contracts? That's the question. Recently, somebody went abroad to Asia, I won't mention the country, and they were to sign a contract. The host brought the contract, typed very little, and said, sign. He said, I will read. They said, why should you read? He said, I will read. When he read, he pushed it by, he said, I won't sign it. I'm going back to my country. They came back to him. They said, we'll give you 3 houses. One in Dubai, one in this country, and one in any European country. Just sign it. He said, I will not sign. And he came back to this country. If every civil servant is behaving like that, then we will get somewhere. But there was even a WhatsApp when somebody came here. The civil servants followed him. It was a gold mining operation. And they were saying that this is my international bank account. And when you win the contract, just drop something in for me. So this thing has effect on the whole country. The target should be the civil servant, not the politician. The politician makes a visionary statement, but when it comes to signing checks and movement of money, is the civil servant. If we don't look at that play, we have to get somebody who is the ultimate civil servant, beyond a question, a man of integrity. And this is what we have to look at. If we look at it carefully, I see more powerful than the politicians.
Right. Alfred,
Yes,
you wanted to add a bit about religion and...
yes. You know, I think he spoke well, Dr. Wona spoke very well. I mean, citing examples of what happened in the global economy, World Bank and stuff. But a little bit saddened when he used the AFRC at that time on June 4th, 1979. And coincidentally, June 4th just passed. And we all know the excesses, the incalculable excesses which happened. I don't think it was a revolution. Neither do I think it was a house cleaning exercise. 110 people lost their lives. It has not been accounted for. The AFRC account number 48, where a lot of property were sold, have not been accounted for. And Liman in the public forum actually spoke about this. I would want us to talk about a civil service organization groups like the Occupy Ghana and the AFAD, who was the AFAD who was able to actually push the Auditor General so that it had extra power and jurisdiction to ask the Auditor General to actually prosecute people who exploit and actually indulge in corrupt practices. These are the people who were not, excuse me to say, young men and students who held Jesus Christ, who held Rawlings as a messianic leader, junior Jesus, let the blood flow, and other things, which at the end of the day, we realized that the excesses were more. We have gone past those days. And if you want to call on civil society,
I think that was just bad for a passing comment.
Yes, a passing
make
comment,
a
but
point.
then we are educating and informing people. You understand me? I was just about 11 years when the insurrection was.
Okay, but let's move from that and tackle the
that is a little point that I wanted to
make.
So,
Doctor, you wanted to react quickly.
Time, he would have actually
make a couple of points. I'm happy you have made that correction. We can look back today. I was just making that point about that short window where the society got up together. We no go sit down, make them cheat with every day. I'm talking about acting on informed information that clearly reveals the lapses in the society. Exactly. So I agree with you. Today we can look back and realize they took advantage of us to drive their own agenda.
I understand your point. If you had time, I know you have to put it in better perspective.
Let me bring an international dimension to this, okay? I've made the point that Africa is not poor. You don't enter a poor man's home and come out rich. Have you seen any multinational company that has come to Africa and gone back broke? They are making money. So there is wealth here. This is the wealthiest continent. We have the poorest people for one reason: economic mismanagement. It's not a population issue. The World Bank, IMF, we talk about per capita income, and we use that as a basis. It's wrong. If we manage our resources properly, even with 27 million, Lagos State is bigger than the whole of Ghana. All right? And so population is not the issue. It's economic mismanagement. Now look at what we are doing to ourselves. The African political elite has deposit equation. All right? But when you look at the demand side, those banks abroad that knowingly receive deposits that they know are stolen wealth from Africa are equally to blame. And so I have argued that if we include the demand side of the corruption analysis, Switzerland will be #1, the most corrupt country in the world. I'm telling the West that the best development aid they can give us is not the little peanuts that we are receiving. It looks good money. But let me tell you, Ghanaians in the diaspora, their annual remittances, the monies they bring in for support of families, is in the order of 5 billion a year. That far exceeds the annual average of the development assistance from IMF, World Bank, and whatnot. So look at this story of Africa. We steal our own money, put them in these foreign banks. These are the very sources World Bank, IMF, African Development Bank go and mobilize capital and bring back to us as loans. So see what we are doing to ourselves. And I'm saying that the best development aid the West can give us is track down the deposits of stolen from Africa and bring them back.
Right.
They've done it for Philippines. They've done it for Nigeria with Abacha. Let them track down those funds. We wouldn't need to borrow 1 cent. Our president is talking about weaning us off of development aid. It's long overdue. And I'm saying if they can cooperate with us, America is very angry with Switzerland and other countries that are covering up their nationals who don't want to pay taxes and have deposited billions of dollars abroad. If they can help us get our monies back, they have the access, they have the information. Let them look into those accounts, and anybody who has more than 1 million, they should come and show how they got their money. Let them split out information and retrieve those billions of dollars. Africa will be in
business. Is a man that has worked for the World Bank indeed, right? But talking about betraying the game, this one will be the final bit. Then we roll over to homosexuality. Do you feel betrayed as a fan of football when it comes to this expose?
Well, I think we should look at it in the global perspective. People like Sepp Blatter and all those people have been affected. It was a mafia. If you dare touch any FA association member, they can stop the whole country 5 years from playing football. Somebody has to make inroads. It's a mafia. The chief, Sepp Blatter, has been knocked out. That's why the rest are now exposed. So football should be played in a nice way, and we enjoyed it. But when we see that things are prefixed and all the rest, and even I have a that is not only how do you call it, the fixing.
Really disappointed. So what it means is that most of the football matches that we've gone to watch and we thought that we are deriving some kind of entertainment were real tragedies. I mean, everything had been premeditated, predetermined by the big shots, people who have money to swing around. right? And it is a shame, like he said, and rightly so. It happened in Europe where Juventus and other teams were banned, right? I believe that Anas Aremeyaw, I hear this time he was partnered and he collaborated with BBC and other people, right? He should spread his tentacles wide and he should go global, right?
He is global.
Yes, he's global, but he should go deeper and widen his tentacles.
There was one other thing I wanted to find out quickly, because it's about showing the documentary first to the seat of government before, and they giving coming out to give their take before even everybody else.
Yes,
I hear people arguing about it. Why? Yeah,
legally, and some people have also gone in support. Some people say that he's the first gentleman of the state. He should be given certain privileges. He's equal among equals, and that kind of thing, so that at least when he is given that kind of privilege, you see. But then, when laws are being given, it should be done holistically. Nobody's above the law. The president should also, the word is koto to the law or something. So that's where the legal, but I'm not a lawyer. But then when you even talk about social justice, right, and talk about religion, every sin is sin, every crime is crime. There's no bigger crimes, there are no smaller crimes. There's no bigger sins, there are no smaller sins. Everything should be done on equitable and equal basis. Right. I think I was a little bit worried that the president was given the privilege. Some people who are very sinister-minded or cynical can even come up to say that, the president was shown this in other.
Was not. Yes. Okay, right. I know we have a lot to talk about. You want to say something?
Football.
What game do you play? Football.
I'm a soccer fan, and I played soccer.
Right.
In our time, if soccer was as good as it is now,
you wouldn't have went for the World Bank.
Oh, I would have played soccer.
Right.
I'm a southpaw, left-handed, and we are very few to find on the field.
Right.
But let me just say this.
Quickly.
It's terrible. I was so disappointed. The day Asamoah Gyan lost that penalty, when we missed the opportunity to be the first African country to go to the semi-final, I couldn't sleep throughout the night. That's how committed. I mean, I'll be watching the match and penalty kicks. I go and touch the ball and pray. That's how serious I am with soccer. So to hear this type of thing happening, I'm so disappointed.
Are you insinuating that Asamoah
right, okay.
So when you have these stories, can you think?
Reporters Roundtable brings it to us. It brings in exciting perspectives, different speakers, different insights, and different dimensions of the problems. You come away always learning something new, always refreshed, and always given food for thought. It has really enlivened and galvanized the space. We wish it many more successful years of programming, and hope that it will continue to maintain that flavor that has made news in Ghana so exciting.